know what time it is. Woo! Getting another bike. This one is not for me, so this is going to be a pretty special video. I just left the campsite, did a lot of awesome riding this weekend, and I've got the KTM loaded up, and it's going to have a friend with it on the way home. So I got about a 3-hour trip ahead of me, and then another 2 hours to get back home, but I think it's going to be worth it. We are picking up a mint condition 2006 KDX200, and this one's going to my dad. He had mentioned something about getting back into riding, and I was like, man, what would be the perfect Father's Day gift, the perfect push to come out and have some fun with us? I think this is the perfect bike for him. He's used to the two-strokes, and this being the last generation of the KDX, you know, this is more than he'll ever need capability-wise on the trails, and they're fantastic, reliable machines with great power, and they're a purpose-built bike for the trails, so I think he'll be comfortable on it. He's used to the two-stroke race bike, so this will even be better off for him, especially now that Tilly's got one. That'll be pretty cool. But like I said, it's a 2006 original owner. This should be a keeper. If everything works out and my dad likes the bike, this thing should be a keeper, something to have for a long time. And they're great bikes, great pieces of history. Unfortunately, Kawasaki dropped the KDX 200 and 220 lineup, but we're gonna get our hands on a mint one, so I'm excited. I'll check in with you guys along the way. Let's put some miles down. Well, we're barreling down the road. We got about an hour left until I get to see this KDX for the first time. I've got a pretty good feeling about this one. Man, I've seen a lot of dirt bikes. That's a 650R, it looked like. XR 650R back there. I'm about 5 minutes out right now and already into the Cincinnati traffic. Don't know how long this is gonna take. Well, you guys, here it is. I am really excited about this one. I have been wanting to get my hands on a clean KDX200 for a while now. I was actually going to get this bike in place of the KTM, but I could not find one that was titled and in good condition. But this one is going to a special person, and that is my dad. So we found him a mint condition 2006 last year for the KDX200. And this is going to be the perfect trail bike for him, and I am so excited to give it to him. So I just got to give a huge shout out to the owner. This is a super low hour bike. This bike has approximately 15 hours on it, and it shows. Unfortunately, the previous owner got hurt in a car accident and he didn't get to ride this much, but he was the original owner, took very good care of it, and it went to a good home. This is a keeper. This bike is going to be around for a long time, and it's going to stay in the family for sure. Now, what makes the KDX so special? Well, this bike is kind of known as a unicorn in the trail riding and enduro world. These things have super good low-end power, and they're really nice to ride at low speeds. And for trail riding and the stuff that we like to do, I thought it would be perfect, especially for my dad. My dad is used to the more MX race style two-strokes, and this is going to be a nice change for him because the clutch is super nice on this bike, and you can use the low-end power that it has, and it's very similar to the KTM in that aspect. The only thing he's lacking in comparison, honestly, is an electric start, but this thing starts super easy always, and you don't really have to worry about it with the 2-strokes. Another very important thing that we're gonna do is throw an FMF gnarly woods pipe on it and give it some blower end. It really helps out. Other than that, I think we're gonna keep the stock silencer. I like the quiet aspect of it. It might change a little bit when we do the gnarly pipe, but probably not much. The suspension on this bike is super basic, easy to maintain, but it is effective. It is super soft, which is nice for enduro riding, and it's not too soft. Honestly, with my dad's weight, it should be about perfect. And this thing has a little bit lower of a seat height, which is good for him. Factory oversized tank. I will do a more in-depth review of this bike later on, but for now, I'm just super excited to get this thing to my dad. And honestly, the only things that don't look modern on this bike is this rear fender setup and the front fender. I've seen a few KDXs with an upgraded like Poly Sport headlight and a newer KX fender, and they look really good, so we might do that, but I don't know. It doesn't bother me. That's completely up to my dad. And as far as the rear fender goes, I don't want to get rid of it because I like having that rear tail light. And this bag is very helpful. I mean, you can keep a spark plug wrench in there, other various tools, spare plugs, which I think is already in here. But you see it kind of folds over the end there, so it's completely watertight. Put whatever you want in there, throw your wallet in there. These handles are super nice to pick this thing up and if you get into a situation. But thankfully it already came with the bark buster, so we're good there. As far as other things we need to get, the FMF gnarly, we got a skid plate with the bike. He gave us a new chain. I think he has a sprocket as well. Not huge on these tires. I mean, these are the original tires, if that says anything. There's still a lot of meat left, but they just seem to not get the best grip. So I think I'm gonna upgrade him to a gummy tire, like one of the Shinko 505s or the 525s. Other than that, we might do frame guards because it's still pretty clean and it'd be nice to keep this stuff fresh. We probably should do radiator guards on this as well, just because this is a keeper and it's one of those things. It's buy once, cry once, and it'll save you later. Might do a seat cover in the future because these things tend to get pretty nasty, so he might get a seat that is ribbed for his pleasure. I definitely want to do handlebars. We need to get some fat bars on this bike. Unfortunately, I don't care for the stock bars. They feel flimsy, and maybe get something a little bit higher so he can stand better. I like the trip meter as well. Definitely pretty retro. I do like it though. It's handy to have on the trails, and it's even good for maintenance schedules.
Knowing your dad, he'll like deck this thing out.
Yeah, we'll see what my dad does to it, but this is 100% his bike. The title is going to be in his name. I might keep it at the house for a while. I don't know, whatever he wants to do, but I am super excited to give this thing to him. So I'm actually going to be giving this to him on Father's Day, and it's going to be the perfect timing. But I can't believe this is about to happen. Let's go ahead and fast forward to the day that I gave my dad this bike.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
It is so humid out.
Oh yeah. Did you buy an electric one yet?
No, I want one.
Oh, it's pretty low to the ground.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be perfect for her. She's about as tall as I am.
But that's, you know, that's like a full-size bike almost.
It is.
It's not.
Electric start?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'll do that. There you go. Ripper. Yeah, I thought that was enough.
Hell yeah. And that's 50 more than Denny's?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I got something else too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about like wanting to ride and stuff, but what do you think?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That is awesome. Hell yeah.
It's yours.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's all you.
Oh my gosh.
That's a KDX200, so
Gotcha. Man.
it's the ultimate trail bike, and I think it'd be a good fit for you.
It's super nice.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
I can cope with that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And it's like really like mellow, like
Yeah.
powerful but mellow. I wrote it.
Oh my God.
Got the torque to get you up the hills.
You're an animal.
Happy Father's
I
Day.
love you guys.
Love you.
Hell yeah. I've been wanting to get out with you guys and have
Oh
some
yeah,
fun.
for sure.
Can I ride it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Get it out of here.
Is it have gas in it and everything?
Oh yeah, it's ready to roll. That's a one owner barn find right there.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You got lights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit you with some gas on this side. Turn it on. We'll give you some choke.
Oh, me, the old crock kicker.
Give it a couple slow kicks.
Oh, I got you.
Oh yeah.
Here.
What do you think? Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go riding now.
Hell yeah.
Just gotta get me some gear. Damn, dude.
So that has about 15 original hours on it.
That's
it's
all.
like it's brand new. Like
Yes.
but that'll get you up the hills and stuff. So
I guess. Yeah, that RM250, that was probably too much more than a bike and I'd want to handle.
oh no, yeah. This is the difference between a trail bike and a race bike. Like this, you don't have to be like way up in the power band all the time to get it to go up stuff. And
Yeah,
this you can
gotcha.
kind of just lug around and get you up stuff, and that's what it's for, rather than a race bike.
Oh, man. I love you, buddy.
Hey, you too.
You're awesome.
Just happy to spend some time with you and
Yeah, for sure.
get us a campsite down there and enjoy a weekend or so.
Hell yeah, I'm down for sure.
Like I said, those trails are really mellow, so just get some gear and you'll be fine. Well, how did you feel about that whole experience?
I thought it was wonderful, and he was extremely surprised and super appreciative.
Definitely.
And I think it'll be absolutely perfect for him.
Yeah, I don't think it could have gone any better. His reaction was good. I wasn't even sure if he would want the thing. He just mentioned something about wanting to come trail ride with us, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah. I think part of you was kind of hoping he didn't want it because you still wanted it.
Yeah, I wanted to keep this KDX, but it'll still be around. I'll still get to ride it. I think it's going to be awesome to have my dad out in the trails, and you'll see him in some videos, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We're actually going to go to Iron Pony this Sunday and get him all geared up, ready to go.
We're actually going to Grom ride to Iron Pony, hopefully if the rain holds off. But that'll be our first times on the Groms since Florida, so that'll be a good video. Stay tuned for that.
But this was definitely a super rewarding experience, and it felt good to give it to him. So I know it's late, but happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I hope you are looking forward to seeing this bike and the content we make with this bike. I'm super excited.
We might have to hook your dad up with a GoPro.
Oh yeah, we'll get my dad strapped up, maybe even mic'd up. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, oh my God,
Yeah.
that'd be good. That would be good.
So let me know what you want to see us do with this bike. We're definitely going to do a few mods to it, so I'll make sure to do videos on that. Consider subscribing if you're new,
Have those post notifications on.
if you're already a supporter. And until the next video,
Peace.
see you then.
Two-stroke.
There you go.
Are you kidding me?
It's all you.
Oh my God.